Hello and welcome to another Circle of Light Movement live from us. I'm Lucy Brand.
Hi there, and I'm Natasha Harris. Welcome to our weekly chats and conversations. And today we're going to be talking about the finding the joy in the small steps. So I'm going to go ahead and just share this out to a few places, and Lucy's just going to intro today's conversation.
Perfect. Yes. So thank you. If you're joining us live, then please leave us a comment, chat with us, interact with us, because we love all you have. If you have any questions, then let us know, because we love answering them. And if you're watching the replay, then hashtag replay would be great. So today talking about the joy in the small steps. This is really big for Natasha and I. It's something that we celebrate all the time. We really wanted to speak into this today to help you celebrate the small steps as well as the big wins, but the small ones are very important. So we'll talk about that too. And also to let you know, our membership is still open. So doors will be closing on the 11th of April, Sunday the 11th of April, because we want to do it in intakes. So that we can really nurture the community that we've built and really support you and help you in that first bit so that we can get it right, basically. If you are interested in joining an amazing community of people, like amazing community of people that support and celebrate each other, and that facilitate massive amounts of change because they're ready to up level whilst creating change in the world, creating a movement, then head on over to our website, which is just below. Thanks www.circleoflightmovement.com, and all the details are there, all the juicy details of everything that we're offering. And there's an incredible deal where you can get for the first 33 people, but there's only a couple of spaces left at this price. It's £33 for the first 6 months, and then £11 after, which is amazing for the both of me and Natasha.
It's a bit of a no-brainer if you ask me. So we're so excited about what we're creating here and the beautiful souls that we are inviting in. Hayley's just joined us for the Facebook Live. She's one of our beautiful members that has come and joined the community. So hi, Hayley, lovely to have you here. We are just so excited about it. So but back to today's topic, I guess, about finding the joy in the small steps. And really what I think Lucy and I have really been sort of chatting about over the last sort of week or so, and it came up with a few of my clients this week as well, is around really finding the joy in that small steps, in the small things and small steps that we take, the small wins that we create for ourselves. That when we launched this membership and we went live with it, and we got our first member, I was like jumping up and down. I actually was live at the time, I think, and if you go back and watch me, I think I was actually doing this. Got so excited, totally lost my train of thought. And really it's about being in the joy of that moment. Like, I really recognize that my old habits would have been like, oh, okay, well, we've done one, great, but like, where are the rest of the 100 people that want to join? And really focusing on where we want to get to, and having an end goal is really great and really important, but celebrating and being in that moment of absolute sheer joy at that first member and the second member and the third one, the 10th one, the 20th one, the 25th one, the 30th one now. And so we are just celebrating at each step of the way. And Lucy and I are just, pinging each other messages. And Lucy just reminded me that when that first ping came in for the first member, I screenshotted our PayPal screen and sent it to her and said, yay, £33. So we just really, it is about the joy of it. It is about bringing in and really experiencing the joy. And this is what we are going to be incredibly encouraging with in the membership, that you tap into the joy, that we are a vibing community of joy. We will walk you through, hold your hand through the challenging times. We will support you through that, but we want you to experience the joy.
Exactly. And it's the gratitude. It's about the gratitude. And the thing is, when you are in a state of gratitude, it increases, like it attracts, sorry, the law of attraction attracts more gratitude for you to have reasons to celebrate again. It's literally a win-win cycle. Like it really is a win-win cycle. And the more you celebrate, the more the small things and the first few steps, the momentum picks up. So when we celebrate one, it was like, oh, another couple came in really quickly after that.
Yeah,
and also it's like really taking the time. So we get pings on our phones, as Natasha says. So it's like taking the time. It's like, oh, what's the name of this lady or this person who's just signed up? Oh my gosh, and really feeling into her or them and welcoming and just being like, oh, and for me, and probably Natasha as well, but for me, it's about establishing an energetic connection there and then, because we're all connected, right? It's all one. So I don't need to know what they look like. I just, from the name, I'm just like, oh, and I'm so grateful you've joined. I can't wait to serve you. It's going to be an amazing journey. And this is stuff that, you know, my husband's used to it now, but I have full-on conversations out loud, just like celebrating, oh yes, oh my gosh, we've got another member, or oh yes, I've signed another client. And just a lot of the time I will take some time and I'll make myself a cup of tea and I'll sit in my lovely lounge staring at the trees and just feel that gratitude for not just for the clients that have signed up or the members that have signed up or the things that I've achieved. Maybe I've delivered a masterclass and it's been a huge success. But for me, like celebrating me and how far I've come. I sent Natasha a little voice note this morning at 8:30. You won't be surprised because I'm not normally up at that time, but like at 8:30, just saying I was doing an exercise the other week because I'm always learning. Natasha's the same. We're always learning to up level ourselves because it's a constant evolution, right? It's a constant journey. And I sent her a message just saying, oh, I did this exercise the other day and I realized how far I'd come. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And Natasha's a big part of that as well. She's really supported me and encouraged me. And it's that celebration. So I was drinking my morning hot water and lemon, messaging Natasha, staring at the trees. Oh, I was having a wild time at 8:30 this morning. Just feeling that joy and that appreciation, that celebration for all we've co-created together and all I've done as well in my life and the celebrations, because everyone's had their challenges that they've had to overcome. So even if it's just a little thing, it's so important.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, things are challenging. We do experience challenge, and it's not to negate that. It's to see the joy in the smaller stuff, to allow us to expand on that, to take away some of that challenge or to move through that challenge in a different way. And, you know, as Lucy says, we are always learning. You know, through this membership, Lucy and I are going to be up leveling, expanding spiritually, growing on an exponential level with you and alongside you. This is a co-creation, a collaboration. It's a connection. It's a bringing together. And this is what we really, really stand for. And, you know, that's why Lucy and I feel so passionately about it, and the way that we work together is about really celebrating each other as well and having that space. And I think what I really realized this morning from receiving Lucy's little voice note, how grateful I am that I have somebody in my life that I can share these little things with and that gets it. Right. And I have other people in my life that are completely always behind me. I was having a conversation with my 94-year-old dad yesterday, and he was saying to me, you know, I don't really get what you do, Natasha. No surprise there. He's totally different generation. But he said, I'm so in awe of what you do and how you do it. And I said to him, do you feel what I say? Because you don't have to always get it. And he said to me straight out of his mouth, he says, I know that you talk only from the heart. And I was like, wow, this is my dad. And it's just like that for me was a massive win, to have that connection with my dad that doesn't really understand all this stuff that we talk about, but gets it on an energetic level, really understands it. And that for me meant everything. That meant the world. And that was something I will always cherish, that conversation with him. And that's part of the joy of recognizing that we are, you know, fully supported.
Exactly. And surrounding yourself with people that are going to lift you up and celebrate as well. Celebrate the small wins, because the thing is, someone's going to know, someone you know, or someone you is going to know that what it feels like that first time, when you do overcome that thing, or when you do take that first step. And they might have been through it themselves. And so it's really about celebrating it. And it's also about, I think a lot of the time we're very full. Our lives are very full at the moment. We've got a lot on our plates. And so can be quite challenging to find half an hour or 20 minutes or whatever. So if you can just take that minute to stop and be like, wow, this feels amazing, and really celebrate it, and gratitude, have a conversation with yourself about how amazing you're doing and how fun this is and how exciting. Can you feel that, the energy of that already? Like, I'm building on that momentum. Yeah. So from that place of like, oh my gosh, I'm celebrating this. I'm so excited. Another member's signed up. Wow, look at that. Oh, their name. I'm going to energetically connect with them. That momentum is going in the direction of success. Yeah. Like, that next step is going to be success. Yeah. That next step is going to be welcoming a new member, because from that place, my step can't be back down here, oh no, I've only got one. Like, it can't do that. Like, it's got to keep going. Yeah. And that's the law of incremental increases and the law of momentum. Yeah. And that's why it's so important to celebrate each step along the journey. Yeah. And also to remember it. You don't want to get to whatever I don't like the word goals. I think it's quite old paradigm. I like desires. So whatever your desire is, you want to celebrate along the way to get there. Otherwise, you might get there and be like, oh, because you haven't enjoyed the journey. You haven't celebrated the journey. Yeah. And that's it. Life is a journey. It's not about an end destination.
No, it really isn't. It's always going, isn't it? It's always expanding, and it's always growth. So tell us what you've celebrated this week. Let us know, tell us what little things, and no matter how small it is, tell us what you're celebrating. How are you celebrating it? And I was listening to a podcast a few weeks ago, and she, a very successful businesswoman, and she was asked by somebody who was watching, how did you celebrate your first million? And she said exactly the same. Her response was, I celebrated my first million exactly the same way I celebrated the very first client I ever signed. And I was like, that is it. That is in the success mindset that Lucy just mentioned. It's like, that is it. That is absolutely it. She celebrated in exactly the same way. She said it was like slightly bigger, slightly better, but exactly the same way. When she signed her first client, she went, took herself out for a posh dinner, had a glass of Prosecco, and really just enjoyed that moment, spent that money on that to celebrate herself, and that she had created that first client and she'd attracted that first client. She said when she made her first million, it was just bigger and more with more people. More, a nicer, posher place. And that is exactly it. And it really, really dawned on me that how important it is to celebrate that tiny thing, and not recognizing the lack in that and going, well, it's only one, I really want 10. And it's so important. That really, really resonated with me. So, yeah. So, what gives you joy? What do you enjoy doing? What is that moment of joy that you get from things? For me, it is about walking in the park. It's about hearing the birds sing. It's about those daily little reminders that I'm alive, that I'm a creator, that I can create my own experience, and I can be in the moment and enjoy life for what it is. And so it really is important. And a gratitude journal is such an important element of that, really leaning into the gratitude.
Yeah, and I think also to just speak into that podcast episode Tasha was talking about, the other thing that the successful businesswoman said was, once she'd done it once, she knew then that she could do it. I think that's the other key element here, is like, once you've done it once, you can repeat that. But if you go to, I don't know, your desire really, really fast and haven't celebrated along the way, that's when your mindset can kick in and be like, oh, it was a fluke. Oh, you were just lucky. Because you haven't taken that time to celebrate it and ground it into your body, ground that experience into your life. Otherwise, it just passes you by, and it's like the mind will take you out. You know it does. And it will be like, oh yeah, that was a fluke. Yeah, no. And then if you start to believe that, then that's where self-sabotage and it goes wrong. Whereas if you're like, oh, I did it, I've got 1, then I can definitely do this again because I've already done it once. And then you're 2, and it's like, oh, 2, we've done 2, okay. And it's every step builds on a step, again, like the law of momentum. And that's the way to really approach your desires for anything you want to achieve in life. It's about taking that first step, and that first step could be huge from where you are. No one knows what goes on behind closed doors. And so celebrating that first step, it might even be a decision. It might even be, and it could be the biggest decision of your life, but it's still a decision, and it's still the first step, and it's worth celebrating.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And that's, I think, the vibe as well that Lucy and I are going to be creating in the membership is about celebrating, about really, there is no shame. There will be no shame. And no matter how small that win is, that you will be with a community and a vibe of people that will be really behind you, celebrating alongside with you, experiencing that joy with you. And what you put into the community is what you'll get back tenfold, 100-fold. And so it's really about creating that people in there will be supporting you, be behind you, encouraging you to do more, to take that next step. Lucy and I will be there, but everyone in the community, that's what we're calling in, is these people who really want to make a stand for the new paradigm, where it is about co-creation, it is about collaboration, it is about unity, it is about love, it is about joy, it is about peace and harmony, and all of these things that we really want to create in the new earth and the new paradigm. Do we know exactly what that looks like yet? No, we're not there yet, but we get an opportunity right now to take action and make a decision. As Lucy just said, sometimes it's just in the decision to be a part of that and contribute it to in a positive way, rather than sit in the sidelines and wait to see how it evolves and then decide to jump in. This is about really taking making that decision to be a part of it.
Exactly. And it's all about just up leveling as well, because when you change your life, when you up level in your life, then it just changes everything around you, because we're all energetic beings, and that energy ripple out to your family, your friends, your communities, and the wider world. That's why we talk about lifting the consciousness of the planet, because joining Circle of Light movement, it will do that. When you work on your own stuff, then you'll be then you'll like, it was Natasha this morning, actually, I was sharing something that's happened in my life personally, and she said, because we've both been doing a lot of work, as I said, we never stop doing work, and it's been a joy to do it together. But I mentioned like some successes that had happened, and she said, what did you say? It always happens to those around you, those you love first, the upgrades, and then it'll happen to you.
We do all the work. We do all the inner work, all the inner reflection, the outer work, taking the action, and then somebody really close to you, like, they'll land like the massive win, and you're like, how did you do that? You didn't even do anything. And they're just like literally just soaking up your energy and making it happen and doing the changes. And then we get it. But it is funny how we see that first in others, but probably and most likely is that what we're doing is we're not seeing it in ourselves first, and we're not seeing the first steps and the small steps that we're taking and celebrating those. But when it happens to someone else, we go, oh, how did they do that so easily? So it comes back to really recognizing those first steps that we're taking as well. But yeah, we always see other people close to us, reaping the rewards of the work that we're doing. So it's just beautiful. That's why we get to share it.
Exactly. But it's about celebrating that, because again, something that Tasha I mean, I think I can speak for you on this, but there's something that Natasha and I really are against is competition. And we spoke into this in another live that we did about, especially with women, there seems to be a competition and pitting each other against each other. We do not stand for that at all. We do not stand for shaming. We do not stand for anything. So it doesn't matter whatever small win, first step you've taken, we want to celebrate with you. We really genuinely do. And it comes from the heart that, like, this will just be a community where you can thrive, no matter what you are going through, no matter who you are, what your background is. It's open to everyone, and that's what it's inclusive, and that's what we want. So if you please come and join us, we're just so excited, and we want to support you and serve you or change the world. We've got big dreams, haven't we, Sasha? Big vision.
Oh, we really do. And we, you know, I think for me, my dream and my desire is to really contribute to the world in a positive way. And I know that Lucy and I are already doing that. I know that I'm doing that in my one-to-one work, and that we are here to find out and see and be curious about and experiment and see how we can do more and more of that and step more and more into that. So we would love to invite you to come and join us. We really do want to bring in all those amazing beings, no matter what it is you're looking for. It might be just around life in general, just hanging out with a bunch of high vibing people. It might be that you want to up level in your business. It might be want to like do your relationships differently, something around your health and well-being. It doesn't matter. This is about hanging out with high vibing, amazing people, and hanging out in that beautiful light and coming and dancing in the light along with Lucy and I, because we are going to be dancing.
Yeah, definitely. So some of my dance moves when I think no one's watching, but probably the neighbors can see. I think anything, like, you know, it could even be the confidence to what just dropped in for me is the confidence to go for that next level in your work, confidence to ask for that pay rise. Anything that's going to help you and support you in creating and living your best life. That's kind of what me and Natasha specialize in. So you'll be
all about. So come join us. So so thank you for watching. Let us know if you've got any questions. Let us know how you are celebrating something for yourself this week. Come and join us every week, every Friday, 12 p.m. UK time for our little conversations and chit chats. Come and join us in the membership. We actually won't be here live next Friday. It is Good Friday, so we're going to have a day off. Something else we always celebrate and encourage everyone to do: set very good boundaries about your time and your personal space. So that will also so we'll be back in 2 weeks, but we would love to see you come join us in the membership. If you've got any questions about it whatsoever, we'd love to have a conversation. Drop us a PM. Let us know what your questions are. We will get back to you. And if you've got any comments, comment in the box. If you're watching the replay, type #replay, tag either Lucy or I, and we will come back to you, and we would be delighted to continue the conversation further. So thank you for watching. Have a beautiful weekend. Happy Friday, and see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, thank you so much for watching, and I'm sending you so much love, and come and join us. It's going to be fun.